Going into the last round, what did your corner say to you?
Do you think if you had more time after the fight, you got on Twitter and who's the person you would like least to fight? Cingari here with Tonya Triple Threat Evinger, who has a big fight coming up in just a few weeks at UFC 229. Hey, Tonya, it's late, but thanks for taking the time to speak with me tonight. You know I'd wait up for you, girl.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
It's been so long. I feel like for you, it's, the last two fights for you have been sort of like a bad luck karma for you. I know it doesn't seem like it's 2 years since you've had a fight, or is that possible?
No, I fought Cris. I fought a little over a year ago.
Well, it just seems too long. Maybe we should be doing more interviews more often. That's probably what it is.
Right. Right.
We're not going to get into the Cris thing now because I want to talk Aspen Ladd. Your last fight, though, there was an injury with your opponent, so it was canceled. And then before that, you also had an injury. How do you work that out mentally going into this next fight with Ladd?
I've had plenty of injuries throughout my career, and not just this sport and multiple sports I played. So for me, it's just another barrier to get over, and just got to keep going. So there's a lot more things out there that are harder hitting than just injuries. So I've been in this sport for a long time, and this is not like one of the worst things that have happened to me. So it's for me, it's just about getting back the time that I lost.
Cool. So how do you think you match up stylistically with Ladd? You definitely seem to have the Octagon advantage as far as experience level goes.
Yeah, definitely. I think that when it comes to fighting me, I think every coach out there thinks they have me figured out. Every fighter out there thinks they have me figured out. And at the end of the day, they don't. I've been fighting 14 years now, and I just have a different style. I'm really unorthodox, and I think I'm one of those people that you could probably sit there and pick their game apart, but you aren't really seeing what's going on. So I think that for the most part, everybody I fight is in for a surprise. So I think it's going to be the same way. I do think she's up and comer and very talented and stuff like that. But I plan on winning everything.
It's funny you just mentioned that she is up and comer and talented, because in an interview I saw earlier today on YouTube, Aspen Ladd said she is, quote, prepared and has had you on her radar for a while. Your thoughts?
I mean, I was the Invicta champion, so I think everybody in my weight class had me on their radar. And I think that every time you saw somebody fight me, I was down in the odds, or I was in the press as, if I beat this girl, I beat that girl, then I'll really be worth putting on the rankings and this and that. Man, people got stuff so twisted, I am the champion, so there's a reason why I'm the champion. I think that these girls have to beat me, and it isn't an easy job.
Mm. We're a few weeks away from training camp. How's that going, and how's your weight cut going?
My weight cut's good. Woke up right on when I wanted to wake up today. Everything's going good there. Training is good. I feel good. It's just getting out the kinks and figuring out what I'm going to do for this camp and for this fight and what I need to change up and, go from there.
Do you think Aspen has any unique challenges for you? I mean, she is an up-and-comer. She's hungry. You have the Octagon experience. How does that work in your mind when you're trying to break down the fight and get ready for it?
I don't do too much research on my opponents. I've seen her fight probably more than most people just because she fought for Invicta and on several cards that I did. But aside from that, I don't really worry too much about what other people are doing, maybe for the defense part of it. But for the offense, I plan on being offensive the whole time. I plan on being in control the whole time. So, for me, it's just about doing what I need to do and being prepared myself.
Now today, on September 20th, because this will probably air next week, so I have to quote that it's September 20th today, I was looking at the huge UFC press conference between Khabib and Conor. Did you get a chance to watch that?
No, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it. I was at training.
All right. Well, you missed some fireworks. It's a big fight for the UFC. Conor's got his whiskey, and Khabib's got his... They were yelling at each other. I actually thought it was the Conor show. I kind of missed it after a while because I haven't seen him in so long. You miss his charm and his personality. And Khabib was in there, and they were just getting into it. any nerves or extra pressure on you? Because this is such a big UFC card.
No, I mean, my last fight was on the biggest card last year, so I don't really, I don't know. I'm not like starstruck by people. I'm not into all the big parts of the sports and stuff like that. I mean, I see myself as one of the athletes myself and right up there with them. So nothing really feels out of reach for me in a sense, you know. So I don't really see anybody on any kind of higher level aside from pay, you know.
Yeah.
But aside from that, you know, it is what it is. I've played on all levels and I've been up at the top, so you know it's not a new scene.
Just another day at the ballpark for you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Good for you. Now I got to ask you, because Conor made this big thing about whiskey. Do you drink whiskey? And if you do or don't, when you go out to UFC, because Conor's going to be on the card, will you try his whiskey?
I do drink whiskey. I drink lots of whiskey, actually. I don't know. Maybe if he gives me a bottle. Yeah.
All right. We'll have to see about it. I'll mention that to PR. Conor, Tonya wants a bottle of Irish whiskey.
Yeah, man.
You better give it
Send
to
it
her.
over.
All right. Since we last spoke, you're in a committed relationship. I'm so very happy for you because I see your posts on Instagram and they're just amazing. How has that made a significant impact in your life?
You know, I try to, for the last few years, I've definitely, for a long time now, I've definitely tried to stay single. I feel like that for me, I just perform better. I feel like it takes away from my like attention in a sense of what I need to focus on. But you know, I don't know. I like this girl, so whatever.
Okay. I wish you best of luck. I see all those pictures and it just makes me happy. You know, we're speaking about relationships, and I discovered something I wanted to ask you because we had spoken about this off camera. You said you'd be kind enough to address this issue. I have all different kinds of friends: black, white, gay, straight, bi, married. I'm married to MMA. You know, in a relationship, not in a relationship, skinny, fat, tall. I don't really pass any judgment, but I see a bit of a double standard, even at this day and age now. Even with Ronda Rousey, thank you, Ronda. I'm not really into that Catholic thing, but thank you, Ronda, again, for kind of bringing the sport to its forefront. I still see a very big double standard between athletes that are quote unquote marketable and athletes that are not. What are your thoughts on that?
You know, it's one of them situations. I don't think it's anything that's like hidden and everybody doesn't know what's going on. I think I'm a victim of the same circumstance, you know. It's just girls get favored, you know, and you see the same thing in the guys and what they can sell. But, you know, to be honest, I really feel like UFC can sell anything they want to sell. It's just who they want to put money into and the look they're going for. So, you know, the girls are really one-sided. The guys, you know, you can have any kind of look, just have a personality or something that looks unique, you know. The girls, you kind of just have to be pretty, you know, and you get most of the attention. But I don't know. I mean, it's all overrated to me. I just want to feel good about myself and do the best I can. And feel like I did it on my own terms, you know, and the way I felt most comfortable. So it doesn't really matter to me. I'm always fighting uphill.
Good for you. And get in there, just kick some butt, right? That's all, because that's what you do, because you're a triple threat. I love that about you. We spoke earlier in the interview about Cyborg. I love Cyborg. I love you. I'd like to see a rematch. Any thoughts on that? Have you given that any attitude at all towards moving forward with your camp, or have they suggested that? Has UFC suggested it, or anybody?
Oh yeah. They I've actually said that after the last fight. I did go out and spar with her. She was obviously a little bit bigger. She's out of camp, but you know, I feel like with an 8-week camp and all, and you know, the weight being a little closer, then you know, it would be a completely different match. Aside from that, I really don't care who I fight. As long as they're paying me money, I'll fight.
So you didn't find anything unique about her style then? Because I didn't know you sparred with her. When was that? That's interesting.
That was during this camp, actually. I went out there for like 2 weeks out to California, and they had me jump in there. She was quite a bit bigger than when we fought, so there's a little bit more weight behind the punches, and I'm coming off the injury, so it was like probably my first or second sparring, you know, since, you know, like the injury. So it was a rough day for me.
With Jason Perillo, right?
Yeah,
I like him. Hi, Jason. We love you. Speaking of Jason Perillo, Tito Ortiz is fighting Chuck Liddell. You want to give your predictions now, or do you not care?
I think Tito's got it. I went out actually to California to train with Tito, so I think he's in great shape. He still does so much training, like he's still in camp or something. It's crazy. Still trying to make that money, I guess.
Yeah, I was so nervous when I did an interview with him because it was Tito, but in the middle, it
Yeah.
was just a audio interview many years ago, and he was just so charming and so nice. And I had my little book, like a total MMA geekazoid. I was reading his book over and over again. I was trying to be really cool, asking quotes and information. And I looked like that person out of broadcast news. Underneath, I was just like sweating and nervous. And he was just a great guy. In fact, I'm going to
Yeah,
see the fight, and I'm going just as a fan. Gosh darn it, I'm just going to sit in the audience and watch that. So I'm excited for that. Before we go today, Tonya, anything you want to add at all? Shout out, give us your social media handles, please.
Yeah, my social media is just my name, Tonya Evinger. You can find me on all Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Um, Aside from that, I just give a shout out to my sponsors, Never Tap Canada, St. Michael's Emergency Rooms, my gym, Defenders Martial Arts. I just those guys alone and helping me out along with my coaches and stuff. I definitely wouldn't be where I'm at. So I appreciate everyone's help and stepping up and providing everything I need to make this all happen.
Tonya Evinger, thank you so much for your interview. I won't be at the fight, but I'll be watching it here. Wishing you good luck, and the rest of the people on UFC 229. You can catch that fight on UFC pay-per-view on October 6th, by the way. You better get that pay-per-view, and you better get to Vegas if you haven't already got your ticket, because I hear it's sold out. Tonya Evinger, again, thank you so much. I appreciate your time, and good luck.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.